Lydia Daydav by Connect TV, and I'm here at Steel City Gym in Sheffield with coach here at the gym, PEARCE GUDGEON. Thank you so much for your time.
It's okay, no worries.
We're delighted to be, I'm delighted to be down at Steel City because obviously I know so much about the heritage of this gym. So I'm just interested we need to talk to you about how you got involved with the gym here, your own background, and what your plans are, what's happening with the guys, with you, and everything that's going to be unveiling in the future, I suppose.
Yeah, well, I got into this gym, I started here when I was 9-year-old, just boxed like about 16, I think it was.
How old are you now?
24 now.
Okay.
So like I boxed with Dalton, we grew up sort of together, then sort of stopped boxing, but I'm always good on the pads. Yeah. So Grant asked me to come in and help him out because he was on his own. And then ever since then I've just been helped him as a coach, and then he offered me a full-time job sort of last year. So then I've been here full-time ever since, like Grant's assistant really.
Well, I mean, obviously to have someone like Grant, to have his heritage as a coach, and the fighters that are here, to recognise your ability and to bring you on board like that, it must be a bit of a confidence boost.
Yeah, it's great for someone my age, to this job. I don't think there'd be many at my age being a full-time boxing coach. So it's good, it makes life a lot more easier, a lot more happier doing something that you love. So yeah, and the lads have confidence in me, and I train them when Grant's away, so it's good, yeah.
The $1 million question: what makes a good pad man?
I don't know, I guess make sure the pads are all right, making sure that the actual boxer's throwing the shots correct. You see a lot of pads just hold them all over the show, and you think, that's not realistic. So making the pads realistic, making sure the fighter's throwing the shots correctly, and making sure they're moving after in the right way and stuff, I guess.
So we obviously just spoke to Grant, and one of the questions that I was asking him about was being a coach to so many individual different fighters, and how you cater individually for each of them, and know exactly what that fighter needs to help them to progress or to be better. For you, how do you manage in keeping your authenticity as a pad man, but being individualistic to all the different fighters?
Yeah. So I guess some people are different, people work, you need different type of pads for different fighters. They can't all fight the same. Some people say if they're being lazy, you give them a kick, like I say, kick up arse really to get them going. Some people you need to have a little chat with, they don't sort of take, you need to be a bit more smoother with them, talk to them a bit more and get through that way. So it's all about knowing how to be with a person, really.
Physically, for you, I imagine it's exhausting. On an average day when all the pros are in and the gym is busy, how many rounds of pads would you hold?
Because I do the pros with Grant, and then I do all the amateurs. Could be some days 30 rounds maybe. Not every time, that's on a long day, but sometimes 30 rounds, sometimes 15. It all depends on how busy we are. But because I do the amateurs as well, that makes it a bit more busier for me, really.
What is the most difficult part of your job, would you say?
Being the difficult part is probably the pads when they ache, to be honest. Sometimes shoulders can be killing, your back's killing from them, but you've got another full day going. That's probably the hardest part, but I don't really find it hard because I love the job. But if I'm going to be honest, say you've got a little, shoulder ache, and you've got another full day on pads, it can be difficult really, but that's about it, to be honest.
Another question that I had asked Grant, and I'd like to ask you the same thing, is that obviously this gym has a heritage of esteemed champions.
Yeah.
And I asked him, how do you recognise, or what do you see in a fighter that has that champion mentality? For you, are you able to, hold pads for someone, maybe a kid, an amateur, someone young, and go, they've got something really special?
Yeah, I think, first of all, when you take them on pads, you show them things, and some can pick up like that, and you think, he's going to be good, do you know what I mean? It's not always like that. You get your kids who don't pick up straight away, but as long as they're willing to work hard, they're always going to get there. You tell a kid to do something, and they'll do it. The next session you come in as a young kid, if he's still doing it, you know that he wants it, and because you're telling him to do it, and then some kids will not go on and do it, then you walk in the gym next day, and if that kid's still practicing what you told him to do it, he's going to be good because he's got that mentality to get better and better and better.
Absolutely. And you know, we see time and time again the positive outcome or the positive benefit that boxing or fighting or a combat sport or a martial arts can have on a child, especially within the community. For you as a coach, how important is having children involved at a young age in something like boxing?
Yeah, you know, it's great making Sonny a world champion. It's all that is the best side of boxing. But another good side is getting a kid off street who maybe hasn't got that, I don't know, he hasn't got a great home, or he needs something to focus on to help him get better. We've got a kid here who's, you know, he's got ADHD. You know, he doesn't do very well at school, but he loves boxing. He comes here and it's his happy place. For me, that's also, as a coach and as a person, is great, because you're making someone's life better. And hopefully one day he does become a champion. But if he doesn't, but he still carries on boxing and he loves it, then you're helping him achieve in life. Whatever he does, he might leave school and then get a better job. But if he didn't do boxing, he would have just never got that job, because he would have messed about, and it made him a better person.
Absolutely. And the whole fact that he, you know, if we look at the educational system, and okay, he wasn't good at that, but that doesn't mean that he's not going to be good or excel at something else or a different area of life. And had he not have been here, he wouldn't know that and have that confidence in himself, right?
Yeah, that's it. You know, you can get kids very mess about at school. Sometimes we have schools in here come in, you know, kids mess about, but you get them working hard in here. You get them that they need to focus on life, what they can achieve if they practice something. So they might not do it in boxing, but if you show, well, he works hard at boxing, if you work hard at this, you can do that. And then they go on and they become a better person, you know. So they're still achieving. They're not, just because they're not becoming a world champion, they're still achieving, and they've done it through boxing.
Absolutely. Well, what a wonderful note to leave our interview on. Thank you very much. Your first interview, how was it?
Yeah, it's fine, you know. Yeah, you're all right.
You're very good. You're very good for your first time.
Cheers.
Lydia, stand here with me and let me find out. Lydia Daydall, Fight Connect TV at Steel City Gym with Pierce Gudgeon.